Putting this on Snapchat. You give me a countdown? All right, we are live. What's going on, everybody? Money Smart guy Matt SAPAULA here, hailing to you from the Money Smart Movement Team headquarters in Oak Brook, Illinois. Or for some of you French-speaking people, it's called Illinois. And we talk about French. Then we just declare independence from the British. And listen, happy 4th of July holiday to you. Yesterday, I did a post yesterday on declaring your financial freedom, because America was built on a premise that we all should be fighting for our independence. No one's going to hand you what you want. Nobody's going to hand you what you deserve. Nobody's going to hand you what you expect. Only what you fight for. And if you want to declare financial freedom and financial independence today, now, thank you for joining. So great to be with you guys here on this live stream, Facebook live stream, as well as podcast. For those of you listening on podcast, we're going to be updating a bunch of stuff here soon on SoundCloud.com. But great to be with you guys here this Wednesday. Every Wednesday we're here talking about entrepreneurship, personal finance, how you can help yourself get ahead. Because if you want to be a blessing to a lot of people, be a blessing to people in your life, you got to be a blessing to yourself. If you want a financial freedom for your family, want financial freedom for the people you love and care about, you want to be a bigger giver, you got to be able to be a blessing yourself. You got to find your way to be independent yourself. So listen, before I get going, Kevin, if we can put up that graphic about our convention. August 16th and 19th. Listen, if you want to declare financial independence, you need to be at our big event, annual convention in Las Vegas. It's going to be August 16th through the 19th in Caesar's Palace. I finally was able to stop saying Little Caesars. Now I can say Caesar's Palace. I got through that breakthrough moment for me. But it's going to be held at Caesar's Palace August 16th through the 19th in Las Vegas. And it was funny, we went through our office and so many people have registered. I think just within our local offices here in the Chicago-Atlanta area, we have close to 400 or 500 people mobilizing from Chicago. Another 200 so from Florida, another 50 or 100 so from our offices in Northern California and San Diego and Boston. But we have over 650 people currently right now that we're personally coaching and mentoring, and we're mobilizing them to Las Vegas August 16th or the 19th. Why? Because we have got some of the most gifted speakers and talented people that we're going to be learning from at that point, because your life is surrounded by the books you read and improved, and your life is improved by the books you read. You're surrounded by the right people in the meetings and the big events you attend. And this is one of them. This is something you should be at. You know what? I think one of those banners, I think World Ventures has one of those banners. Now, this is one of those. I'm going to sneak it from one of my buddies, John Herhold. He runs a very successful World Ventures business. I think I want to sneak his banner. It says, you should be here. But if you want to succeed as an entrepreneur in the insurance industry, in the financial services industry, you should be at this event. Not the one across the street, for those of you guys know what I'm talking about. Not the one at the MGM Grand. Now, you need to be at the one. We actually have a guest speaker. I was talking to a guy last week. One of our competitors is literally having a convention the same days across the street at the MGM Grand. And we're going to be at Caesar's Palace. And I asked him yesterday, because he said, Matt, how can I join your team? How can I be part of your organization? I was kind of interviewing him why and finding out why. And he says, well, Matt, listen, as big as a company we are, we don't even have a guest speaker. We got Blue Man Group. And at this point, who hasn't seen Blue Man Group? Kavan, have you seen Blue Man Group? You have. I mean, once or twice? Enough times. You know, I took my son when he was 4. I took when he grew up, and I took my twins at 16 and 6 years old, respectively. So I've seen Blue Man Group about 4, 5, 6 times. And these guys got, what, 50,000 licensed agents over there, and they got right now currently about 21,000 registered for their convention. And they got Blue Man Group. But we, at PHP Agency, in the insurance industry, teaching entrepreneurs how to run their own business, we get to see entertainment from Frederick Da Silva, who is a master illusionist, mentalist, as well as a comedian, Maz Jobrani, a Persian comedian. It's funny, he's got a Netflix show called I'm Not a Terrorist, but I Play One on TV. So if you can check that out on Netflix, that'd be cool. He's going to be our comedian. We're going to see these guys live. And by the way, these guys have their own deal. They got their own show. I think Frederick Da Silva, he's got his own show in Vegas. And he signed a special contract with us, and we had Vegas involved, his agent involved, Caesar's Palace involved. And he's actually doing a private corporate event for us, which is awesome. And then, to teach us about recruiting and building a championship team, is John Calipari. I don't know if you guys have checked out his new ESPN 30 for 30 series, but he's a head coach for Kentucky. And he's got this philosophy called one and done. But he's in that ESPN 30 for 30 special, it's called One and Not Done. Because he believes he's in a business of changing lives too as well. So he's recruiting players to play basketball at Kentucky with the aspirations of one day playing pro basketball. And I remember during one of his trailers, he said, listen, if I don't help them do that and they have the talent, I have the power to literally change that family's generation, at least from a financial standpoint, forever. A lot of these players have come from impoverished neighborhoods, but these brothers are 6'4", 6'8", can throw down a basketball from half court. And they have a talent, and he recruits them to Kentucky, and he sells them a dream. He sells them a dream. You can play basketball here, but the aspiration is for you to play NBA basketball. Speaking of that, we had a special guest this past weekend to our office. Patrick Bet-David was in our office this past weekend. We want to share that photo. So he did a surprise visit to our office on Friday night, because Friday night was June 30th. Which in our world as entrepreneurs, that's called closeout. And during our closeout, our office, instead of being at the clubs, instead of being at the bars, hanging out, our entrepreneurs were here at the office closing out business to maximize what they can do in a 30-day period. And that's what they're doing. We're here. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and Patrick stops by, man. We had like close to 80, 100 people in our office closing out business, hiring new candidates, recruiting new team members, establishing client portfolios, insurance contracts. Our agents were submitting business. It was crazy. It was nuts. It was one of the best closeout months we've ever had in the history of us here in Oak Brook for the last 2.5 years. And Patrick drops by, flies all the way from Dallas, flies up, surprises us, surprises our associates here. And he just said, man, I couldn't believe it. I had to see it. So he came out here. Patrick Bet-David, if you guys don't know who he is a CEO founder. He is a CEO. Somebody stole my magazine. He is a CEO founder of PHP Agency, and he's also the host of Valuetainment. And Valuetainment is the #1 channel on entrepreneurship. It surpassed Grant Cardone. It surpassed even Entrepreneur Magazine itself. Valuetainment is the #1 channel for entrepreneurs. Matter of fact, if you go to Google and you punch in Valuetainment, or you just go to YouTube and punch in entrepreneur, a ton of his videos show up. Valuetainment. And he happens to be the CEO founder of PHP Agency. And we've got the honor and pleasure of being mentored by him. And he did a spot check visit to our office here in Oak Brook. And the associates loved it. The next morning, got a couple winks of sleep. The next morning, we're here till about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We had some associates about 3:30, 4 o'clock closing out business. The next morning, we have another meeting at 8 o'clock to train our licensed guys, our licensed agents for PHP Agency. And they ran a meeting here, and they did a phenomenal job. And people just grab a couple winks of sleep on July 1st because of the first day of the month. They were here, And listen, again, life will only give you what you fight for. And if you fight for your business, you fight for the growth, the heavy lifting of your business, boom, that's it. And that's really the premise of this podcast. Is the premise of this live stream is that I want you to be more encouraged to fight for your financial independence now. Freedom is a wonderful thing. Freedom is a country, freedom as a person, freedom as a business, freedom with your finances. And on this holiday weekend, or this understanding that our country was born on the premise that people had to fight for their freedom and fight for their independence, that it's time for you and I to take a stand and take control of your freedom, and more importantly, your time. Your freedom and your time. Listen, I've made money, I've lost money. And even though I've lost money, I was able to make it back tenfold. But one thing I cannot make more of tenfold is time. And I'm so glad, grateful, and thankful for Patrick Bet-David for coming out to our office this weekend. And in addition to that, I think the other photo there, we did a meetup with Snapchat. We did a Snapchat meetup at the United Center right next to the Michael Jordan statue. And so we did a live stream on that. I'm not sure if you guys went back to my old live stream videos here, but I did a live stream there on the championship mentality, right? Of being a competitor long after the military, long after professional sports, that you can still be a champion and apply that competitive drive into business. And Patrick surprised us. If you guys see this shirt right here, he made a shirt just for us. First ever he's done, based on his words, first ever he's done it for an office, where he's done an I Am an Entrepreneur shirt with our colors, which is black and green. Obviously you got white and gray, but we have an official I Am an Entrepreneur shirt made for us, the Money Smart Movement team of PHP Agency. So make sure you pick this up at the Valuetainment store. I'm very proud of this shirt. I'm very happy to wear this shirt. And I think we're going to be wearing that at our convention August 16th to the 19th in Las Vegas at Caesars Palace. Make sure you register. If you want to fight for your financial freedom, this is the time for you to invest time and money to find out how. And I'll get to some teaching points here towards the end of this podcast, towards the end of this live stream. Patrick had to sit down with, had an interview with Antoine Walker. So many of you don't know who Antoine Walker is. Let me tell you. He was a 13-year-old professional basketball player in the NBA. He played for the Boston Celtics. Also won a championship with the Miami Heat alongside Dwayne Wade. And make a long story short, in his 13-year NBA career, he made over $108 million in the NBA. $108 million. Of which his claim to fame now, he filed bankruptcy, and amongst other things, and found himself in a financial setback. But what I appreciate about Antoine Walker is that as most people, love to talk about their success, it takes a really brave person to talk about their failure. And I appreciate that about Antoine Walker. And years ago, I did a series with him on the ESPN 30 for 30 Broke. We're doing some of the research for the Broke series. Worked with Ed Butowski and Pablo Torre. You guys may know those guys. Ed Butowski is a financial advisor out of Dallas. He's on Fox News all the time. Pablo Torre, Filipino brother. He's in the sports world, works for Sports Illustrated, and obviously all the time on ESPN. What's that show where these guys are debating things? The guy hits the buzzer. That's right. Pardon the interruption. Right? Thank you. Come on. Right? He's on that show, Pablo Torre. I think the only Filipino in the sports world with that much amount of success. I'm very proud of Pablo Torre. But Antoine Walker is very transparent about his situation. And now he's making a living working alongside Morgan Stanley Dean Witter to tour the country, colleges and professional basketball teams, or anybody that plays professional sports or about to become, who is a student athlete and about to become a professional athlete. He talks to them about the serious conversation about money. Because you think about it, you make $108 million, don't you think you'd be financially independent? You make $1 million, don't you think you'd be financially independent? But he made $108 million and he's not financially independent. So how? Why? So watch the interview. It's coming up here on Valuetainment, coming up here. Make sure I'll post it here on our Facebook wall and plus on my blog at moneysmartguy.com. And speaking of which, if you are on social media, obviously these days, who isn't on social media, but if you're on social media, you look to connect with a guy and a message and a movement that talks to you about entrepreneurship, personal development, personal finance, connect with me at moneysmartguy.com or go to Snapchat, Money Smart Guy, Instagram, Money Smart Guy, Twitter, Money Smart Guy, Facebook, Money Smart Guy. Let's connect. So, all right, let's talk about our conversation about financial freedom. So a large part about financial freedom is the amount of time that you have to apply to something. And I'm getting some text and some tweets right now. Matt, you're in a suit. Yes, I am in a suit. It's once a week, man. Once a week. I got to do a workshop once a week. Usually it's on Tuesdays, but since yesterday was a holiday, today's Wednesday, we moved our workshop from Tuesday to Wednesday alongside Richard Love and Karen Love, alongside Victor Landor and Anna Rivera. We're moving our workshop to work with them tonight. So we'll be here at our office at 7 o'clock, a workshop of networking, a workshop to expose people to entrepreneurship and free enterprise and capitalism, and more specifically, our company, PHP Agency, to show people in our community about who we are, what we do, and what's in it for them if they decide to partner with us as either a client or as an associate, an independent contractor, building their own business in the insurance world and financial services. So when I'm talking about being in a tie, doing the business, Anthony Contreras, what's up from Midland, Texas. Jay Cruz, can't wait for Vegas. Mashad Adams says, what's up? Giovanni Perez, hey man. United States of America, Giovanni Perez, veteran entrepreneur. Glad you're on the call. Glad you're on the live stream, brother. But one of the biggest variables of getting your life back or owning your life, not own your future, but actually own your life, you know what I'm talking about, is time. And time is monumentally important to start your own business. It's a big reason for you to start your own business. It's a big reason for you to keep growing your business if you've already started one. Why? Because if you're tired of the same old, man. I remember in the military, hey bro, how you doing? Same old. Another day, another dollar. You know, every year we got a pay raise, like a 1% or 2% pay raise. Are you kidding me? 1%, 2% pay raise on an $18,000 a year paycheck? That's what I was making as a United States Marine. I think my last top year was a $20,000 a year salary from the military, and they were giving us a 1%, 2%, 3% pay raise on that. It ain't nothing. And I was living in Southern California. And so, you know, are you tired of waiting for the paycheck to come in? Are you tired of saying, man, I can't wait for my direct deposit to hit? Like you're ready to make a serious decision in your life? You want to go in business for yourself? You want to acquire some equipment, staff, whatever the case may be? He said, man, I got to wait for my next paycheck. I got to wait for next commission check. I got to wait for a client to pay me. Right? I can't wait for a customer to finally come through with their invoices and pay. Right? That's not living a business. That's self-employment. And when you're in self-employment, unless you sell something, you're constantly always in square one again. I was having a conversation with buddies of mine in real estate. Listen, I was having a conversation with guys. He was downtown at Board of Trade, real estate guy, mortgage guy. And I said, what's with the insurance industry, Matt? He says, listen, you sell stocks once, right? That's when you get paid. You got to sell. You got to keep selling, buying stock in order for you to make money per trade, right? It's not. So if you stop trading, guess what? You don't make money. Same thing with real estate. You sell real estate. You sell it once, you're done. You're back to square one. Hopefully you have 15, 20 deals in a pipeline, but unless you have 15 or 20 deals in a pipeline, of which 4 or 5 actually close, once you sell something, you're done. You're back to square one. Same thing with mortgages. You close in that property, it's one and done, and you got to go back to the hunt. See, in the insurance industry, we farm. We build a farm. And I still get checked. Listen, I was a licensed advisor. I was a licensed agent from 1999 to 2000, early part of 2011, 2010, 2011. And I still get checks. My wife laughs because I still get these thin little envelopes from these insurance companies. Why? Because I still have a book of business, even though I'm not an agent today, even though I'm not writing business today, I'm not selling today. My wife does all that. But I still get checks from my book of business in 1999, 2000, 2001. And that's allowed me to get my life back, right? So when we're looking at fighting for your financial independence, are you being tired of being told what to do? You're tired of saying, man, I know what my boss is doing. I know their job better than they do. Or they lean on me too much. I'm always covering for my boss. You're not being recognized for it. And your boss, in that context, is holding you down because your boss doesn't want you to get their job. How about you working and busting your ass at your job? You're taking major pride, personal pride at your job, and you're not getting financially rewarded for it. Matter of fact, you're overworked and underpaid. What comes to mind is my girl, Bree Cruz. Her job, she says, Matt, I'm doing 3 jobs with somebody, and then a couple weeks ago, she goes, I can't spend as much time because they added another responsibility to me. They had a 4th responsibility. But I said, are they paying you more? She goes, no. So her husband got licensed, and they're licensed in the insurance industry now. This weekend, they're writing their first cases as insurance agents, building up their agency. First as an agent, now as an agency builder. Very proud of them. And think about this. If you want to fight for your financial independence, let me give you another reason. You feel that you deserve to be overly compensated for the time that you're putting in. How much work have you done to save your department so much money? How much you done for your boss to make the business so much money? It's a great reason for you to decide to go in business for yourself. So on this 4th of July holiday thought process, I know it was yesterday, but I want you to think about it now, is that, listen, I want you guys to put yourself in a context where I wanted to declare my financial independence. He said, Matt, I want to declare my financial independence. If that's you, go and share this share this live stream. And what I like to do also is I like to send a winner a Valuetainment I'm an Entrepreneur shirt. How's it on your side? Okay, because it looks like my monitor is dead here. But I want to give you guys a I'm an Entrepreneur shirt. I'm going to pick a random winner. If you guys share this, when you guys share this, I will pick a winner and I'll send this to your office. I'll send this to your, wherever you want us to mail it to you. So we want to give you that. The Money Smart Team brand colors coming right to you. And thank you for sharing. All right. So let's talk about this. All right. So, oops. There's a little bit of delay to there. All right. Tony Harris says, hi, Matt. How you doing, Tony? Good to see you. Cool. So, why do you want to declare financial independence from? Why do you want to declare financial independence? Here's a couple of reasons why you need to declare financial independence. If you find yourself waiting on pins and needles for your next paycheck, your next client, your next commission, your next grant, your next donation, you need to fight for your financial independence. That's not good enough. If you find yourself spinning your wheels at your job that you know financially is not getting you anywhere, you need to declare financial independence. Again, if you're spinning your wheels at the job that you know, at least financially, is not getting you anywhere, you may have a lot of pride. You got things that looks great on the resume, but financially speaking, you need to fight for your own financial independence. If you are being stuck in multiple attempts in several different business ventures, hoping to find the one, you need to declare financial independence. You know, there's the last couple of weeks, man, listen, just because you're declaring financial independence doesn't mean it's going to be easy. People are going to take shots at you. Listen, when the red coats were coming, the British are coming, the British are coming. You know what I'm talking about? Remember when the independence, the War of Independence was fought? To secede from England? Right? We had to fight for our freedom. Some guys got killed. You're going to take some shots. It's going to get bloody. Not physically. I'm saying mentally. And so, and some people are going to take shots at you. Yeah, I got some messages the last couple of weeks, you know, some guys are taking shots at me. You know, this guy named Kirk and this guy named Nathan, they're taking shots at me, attacking my character, attacking all these things. You know, and here's the thing with these guys. These guys I mentored. My wife actually specifically mentored one about 6 months ago. Another one we mentored about 3 years ago. And one I literally, from an educational, financial education standpoint, I knocked him upside the head. Like, dude, what are you thinking? He's like, oh yeah, no kidding. This is a lot better. And today, he acknowledges that I trained him. He acknowledges that I've helped him. He was always behind on rent. He was always behind on his financial obligations. I said, how the heck are you a financial entrepreneur and you're behind on your financial obligations? In addition to that, listen, dude, you're not seeing any clients. You're seeing 1 or 2 clients. You're not even applying what you're learning. So anyway, make a long story short, he wants to attack my character. He wants to go low. And this other guy, Kirk, same thing too. They want to go low. They want to attack my character. They want to argue on some certain technicalities of how I should be operating in business. I'm sorry. The last time I checked, I'm legal. You know, I'm legal. I'm legal with the state of Illinois. I'm legal with our compliance department. I'm legal with our CEO. I'm legal within the industry. Why? Because I don't sell. But yet they want to chop me down on the technical nature just because I don't do what they do. Why? Because I've elevated my position. Last time I checked, Susie Orman isn't licensed. Last time I checked, Dave Ramsey isn't licensed. All these financial gurus on TV, they're not licensed. You know why? Because they're in the media. They've elevated, or they've elevated the business to the point where they don't have to sell. I don't sell. And if I don't sell, I don't need a license. So why are you arguing with me on a technicality like that? Why don't you just say to everybody, the reason why we're cutting Matt low is because he fights hard. Not dirty, he fights hard. And when he fights hard, he improves our standards. And we don't like that. And instead of sticking with their guns, because my wife put a lot of money in their pocket, they're better after us than they were before us. We help them fight for financial independence. And they can say whatever they want to say. I don't care. You know why? Because I'm raising standards. When you raise standards, you piss people off. When you say, man, I'm going to raise my standards by declaring financial independence, you're going to piss off your friends and family. You know why? Because they know they should be doing it too. But you're the only one with enough courage to actually do something about it. So why do you expect their support? You're reminding them that, man, you know what? I should have declared financial independence last year. I'm still in the same financial position I was 1 year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I should have done it. I'm stuck. Same old, same old. Getting older and more cynical. And hey, Sam is on the live stream, man. Good to see you, brother. Right? And appreciate your comments, my man. Big shout out to my man. Matter of fact, you guys need to follow. If you guys are in the real estate game, make sure you follow Sam. He's out in, I think he's out in, he was in Chicago. I think he's out in Florida now. But some of you guys say, Matt, listen, I get it. I'm hustling. I'm grinding. Hustling. You're doing it. All right? But you still don't have control of your time. You still don't have control of your money. How do I improve that? Let me give you 4 quick tips here. And this is something that my CEO, mentor, founder of PHP Agency has given me. And he's grilled this in me from the first day we met. There's 4 things that a CEO needs to be doing. 4 things a CEO needs to do every day. 4 things. And these 4 things has allowed me to think of not just sales or not just marketing. Because I get a lot of people say, well, Matt, you guys do a lot of referral-based marketing. How come you just don't put up a website and drive traffic to the website and do just online marketing? Well, listen, if I was selling soaps, potions, and lotions, things that didn't need a relationship or education to sell, I'd be doing that. But what am I selling? I'm selling financial education. I'm selling coaching, mentoring. And for those guys that want to be an entrepreneur in financial services, I'm selling you an opportunity to go in business for yourself. You got to get licensed. You got to do these type of things. And so there's a lot of aspects that you need to focus on an everyday basis. So 4 things. Number 1, you got to work on an innovative campaign. What's your innovative campaign? What's your marketing campaign? How many times have you seen on TV, Nationwide is on your side? Peyton Manning. And now they got this new guy, great voice. He's actually a very good singer. And he's singing Nationwide is on your side, right? There's different campaigns, right? And so there's different campaigns that he's working on. So what's your innovative campaign to attract eyeballs? For example, this podcast every Wednesday with Kavan in Fresh Air Studios is my new campaign. Every Wednesday, this is my new campaign. Our vlogs for the last 11 episodes, that's our new innovative campaign because we want people to see, you know what? Proof is in the pudding. If all the people out there want to talk smack about myself, by the way, that's going to happen to you. And I don't care about the people that talk garbage. That's part of the process. Embrace it. I embrace it. And so you know what? If they do talk smack about me, thank you for the free PR. Thank you for letting people know about me. Thank you for letting people know about our company, so therefore they can Google and do their own research. Matter of fact, I should send you a check. Right? Send you like a tip of the day or something like that. I don't know. I'll compensate you guys. But second thing, developing leaders. We just got off the phone with our mentor, Patrick, and a couple hours ago he talks about, Matt, there's a difference between training and building leaders. Okay? If you want to go big, you want to grow, you got to build leaders. Third part is making your operating system better. You know, right across the street, there's this place called Stan's Donuts. Matter of fact, I'm probably calling out Stan's Donuts right now. Every time I go into Stan's Donuts, there's a line. Matter of fact, my favorite donut there is the one with the Nutella in the middle, chocolate on the outside, Nutella in the middle. Unbelievable donut. But it's like a $3 donut. And I'm looking at the process. I'm looking at the line. I'm thinking, why is this line so long? And oftentimes I just walk away. I said, listen, the donuts are great. It's not that great for me to be waiting because of what? I value my time. Because I declared financial independence, and the first thing I need to declare independence of is my time. And I choose not to wait in line. And if they would increase their process to get donuts and coffee to people and get through that line fast, I think they'd sell more. But you got to make your operating system better. Fourth thing, doing biz dev, doing business development sales, going to workshops, speaking in front of people, right? Creating opportunities for therefore you can close some business and actually pay the bills. So there's 4 things a CEO needs to do every day. Now, people say, well, Matt, I want to do it the fastest way. You got to make the decision to take the right action. If you want to do it the fast way, you got to make the decision to take the right action. So, speaking of people taking the right action, there's a list of people I want to give shout outs today. I'm very excited for today. I want to give shout outs to you guys because these folks, man, they're doing a phenomenal job in business. And Dustin and Kenya Frampton, Anthony Fernandez, Sierra Sherrod, Melissa Lopez. You know, these are the first 4 names come out. Dustin, listen, Dustin built my first website, SAPAULA.com. He was a graphic designer. He's designing our website, and he's kept seeing the message of what we do. And our guy, Rich Love, interviewed him, recruited him. He said, man, let me be part of the movement. And Dustin and Kenya Frampton are coming here. They had a phenomenal closeout last month. They've got 4 kids between the 2 of them. And they're reaching some epic income levels here in the next 30 days. And very proud of their coachability. Anthony Fernandez, same thing, very proud of his coachability. He's a very humble guy, but I can tell very intense. But he executes. And the people I'm mentioning right now, give some love, qualified for a afternoon mentoring session with Patrick this last Saturday. Sierra Sherrod. You know, when she first started, she started taking the roles of a full-time entrepreneur, even though she was part-time. She was, I'm in 100%, and that's it. If you want control of your time, you got to be committed ASAP. Veronica Garcia in our office here, she helps out with our policies and helping them get placed. I can hear her loud voice right now, laughing, right? She's a single mom of 2 boys. And Veronica Garcia is smashing in income. She is the most profitable person in our office right now in terms of production. Getting it done. Was laid off by CTA. 2 master's degrees. Instead of complaining, she decided to do something about it. She says, listen, I'm not going to sit here and cry. That's a waste of time. I'm going to manifest my time and get my life back. And that's what she did. That's what she's constantly doing. Jennifer Lopez and Janelle Rodriguez. Literally, I'm mentoring somebody called Jennifer Lopez. Yeah. Not J-Lo. We call her J-Flo here because he's cash flowing. Right, so J-Flo and Janelle Rodriguez, very proud of him. This guy had a psychology degree. Couldn't get a job. Was driving Uber. Jennifer Lopez taking care of her mom. They decided to partner up together in business. Next thing you know, they're qualifying for special mentoring session with my mentor. Rosie Laguna, single mom of 4 kids. Instead of crying about her situation, she's fighting, doing something about it. Very proud of her. Venzel Jenkins, this guy's literally a pilot. He works down at the airport. He's a pilot on a single engine, and he wants to elevate in business. Very proud of him because he's been very quiet he was around me for about 1.5 years. Now he's taken off in business. Priscilla Land, former mortgage person, was introduced to her by an NFL player's wife that we were doing NFL alumni workshops with. And she says, you know what? I'm a mortgage person, but you're right, Matt. You sell something, you're done. I want something that's continuous. I want something with progress. Perla Rodriguez, getting to know her. Perla was formerly with Primerica. And working together with us here at PHP Agency, she's taken off in business, working alongside Tone Fernandez. Crystal Ramirez, and she's brand new. And what I love about brand new people that we give a challenge to, I like to see who rises up. It's interesting how the people that you are around, when it's time for a challenge, you're going to see who really steps up to the moment. And sadly, it's not going to be your older, more seasoned people. It's going to be your newer blood. That's why any professional team, to win a championship, they're always drafting new players. They're always recruiting new people to come to their team as free agents. I mean, Stephen Curry signed the most expensive contract in NBA history. They're constantly working on their game. They're constantly working on contract, constantly working on money. Time locks him up for the next, 5 years. Because they want his time. They want him to continue to be a championship, win more championships at Golden State. So these people will qualify for mentorship. This weekend, we've got Veronica Garcia, who I just mentioned. We've got Maurice and Tori Hansberry. He was working for Southwest Airlines right now. He says, man, I want to declare my financial independence. I see Southwest Airlines transparency and all this. You see them doing a good job. I want to do something for myself. Right? He went to college in Florida up here. Now he's starting to say, I want to own my life. I declare financial independence. And they earned some time, 1.5 days with my mentor, Patrick Bet-David, in Dallas. They're flying down there. Patrick and PHP Agency is putting up in a hotel, and they're giving them dinner and mentoring for 1.5 days. Why? Because their identity has to change. If you want to own your time, if you want to control your future, you got to what? You've got to think bigger. And how do you think bigger? You got to constantly surround yourself with people that do think bigger. I'm thinking about Jennifer and Janelle Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez. They also spent some time with Patrick this Thursday, Friday. And we just told them on Monday, it's not like they're rolling in hundreds of thousands of dollars. Listen, as an entrepreneur, you got to be willing to fight with whatever you have. It may not ever be perfect conditions. Matter of fact, I can't think of one time in my career where it's been perfect conditions, especially the last 2.5 years. There's not been perfect conditions. If you're waiting for perfect conditions to operate, to finally take control of your financial future, to finally take and take control of your life, and get your time back, it's never going to happen. No such thing as a perfect time, perfect moment. You just got to do. I'm thinking about our newest marketers we promoted this year, Vic and Anna. Listen, he turned down a contract to play basketball in Puerto Rico to go in business with us here. Anna Rivera, she got a degree, but she's working in hospitality at a hotel downtown. On her way to a convention, like much the one I'm talking about here in August 16th, 19th, we did this one 2 years ago. On her way to the convention, she says, you know what? I'm so pissed off. They didn't even recognize or pay me what I'm worth. I'm just calling right now to quit my job. Hey, boss, you're fired. I ain't coming back. And next thing you know, she never went back. She hasn't had a boss since she was 22 years old. Same thing with Victor Lana. Since he was 28 years old, hadn't had a boss. They're calling their own shots. Glossy McGee, minister. You know, it's funny thing about ministers. Remember the two names I mentioned earlier? I mentioned a Kirk and a Nathan. These guys are supposed Christians. But when it comes to business, it exposes their wickedness. They're the biggest backbiters out there. Listen, if you're going to recruit somebody to your business, don't do it by spreading gossip. Recruit people on the solvency and the credibility of what you're currently doing. And those guys never made more than 50 grand a year. And you want to build the next big thing? You've never made more than $50,000 a year. Going from company to company to company. You're a jumper. You're a drifter. Read that book, Outwitting the Devil. You're a drifter. And in Glossy, renewed my faith in Christians. Renewed my faith in ministers and pastors. Because she comes over here, takes a beating herself as a minister, and gets promoted, marketed, and now running her own agency. She's known as the rich auntie in her family. Becky Hedberg, I'm thinking about Becky Hedberg, single mom. Olivia, her daughter Olivia gave me a fart blaster from my office. Yes, I did say fart blaster. It's from the Noids in Despicable Me. But I'm thinking about Becky. I'm thinking about the things that she's had to fight through, and the thing that she's so much, to see the things that she's so capable of, and now to actually see her doing it, it's amazing. Anna Murphy, all things against her, a lot of odds against her, and still got promoted to marketing director, and still getting in a position of running her own agency. Very, very proud, right? And so when you're looking at these type of things, of declaring your financial independence, right? It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be tough. I want to give special shout outs to our Florida agency owners. John Mason, he's doing some phenomenal numbers. He's starting to get back to a level where, man, you know what? This guy, bar mitzvah and wedding entertainer, is the only triple equity owner in our company. He's smashing it. And the things that he's capable of doing, Jonathan Mason, I see this guy, man. He's my Jewish brother from another mother. The things that I see that he's capable of doing, right? Tony Martinez, just relocated from Fort Myers to Miami Lakes, building an office, came from Transamerica, over here in like 7 months made $100,000. He's doing things that he's never done before. He's partnered up with his significant other now. Her name is Lady. That's literally her name. His name is Lady, Leidy. She's doing some phenomenal stuff there too as well. She quit her $100,000 a year job to just go in business. Why? Because they wanted to declare financial independence, because she realized that even though the man is paying her $100,000 a year, guess what the man owns? Her time. You get paid more than $100,000 at a job, guess what they have on you? A short leash around your neck. They got a thumb on your forehead. Why? Because here's what they can always say. Man, you better do this job. We're paying you great money. What's great money? Have you defined what great money is? Listen, in my personal opinion, according to USA Today, $131,000 a year is okay money. $131,000 is okay money according to USA Today, according to my opinion too as well. Why? Rent, mortgage, kids, food, activities, taxes, savings, college, you put money for college, let alone a red light violation ticket, a hiccup, HVAC going down. Listen, you need about $131,000 to survive in America today. And you know what Illinois just did? They just voted for a tax hike to go from 3.75% flat tax to 4.95%. I think that's about a 32% increase of taxes, and the people in Illinois. And the people in Illinois have a 0.6% average income pay raise every year. So whatever their income pay raise is per year, it just got demolished by the state income tax, which is retroactive to July 1st of this year. Governor Rauner vetoed it, but the Senate said, you know what, we're going to override your veto. And the crazy part is only 54 of the 118 House members were in session this weekend. So of the 118 House members, only 54 showed up to get to work, to fix the state budget problem. I mean, is our politicians really fighting for our financial freedom? Listen, if you're waiting for a politician to change your financial life around, you can be sadly disappointed. Sadly disappointed. Of the 118 House members, only 54 showed up because everybody's hanging out in La La Land. Listen, if you want financial freedom, you want financial independence, you've got to work when everybody's taken off. You got to redefine holidays and weekends and birthdays, anniversaries, and all that stuff. I want you, when you declare financial freedom, I want you to live every day like it's Mother's Day. Every day like it's Father's Day. Every day like it's your birthday. Every day. Every day is a blessing. Why do you got to wait a day to celebrate something? Why do we have to wait for July 4th to celebrate our Independence Day? I'm so glad we're independent in this country every day. Let financial freedom ring. The land of free enterprise and capitalism. That's something you should be thankful of every day and taking advantage of every day. And when I'm thinking about Brittany Pelaez, I'm thinking about Brittany Pelaez out in Miami. Came from New York Life. Over here, she's making over $100,000 a year with us. In the last 60 days, completely turns her business around to the next, not really business around, but takes it to the next level. Takes her business to the next level. The last 60, 90 days, she's been our number one office in the last 60 days. Brittany Pelaez, single woman, running her operation. By the way, that was not an advertisement. I'm her big brother, by the way. But Brittany Pelaez is doing some great things in terms of leadership. She flew me down there a couple weeks ago. Her team is just absolutely jacked up and fired up. It's a new culture there. Why? Because there's new blood. And if she continues this progress, man, making $500,000, no big deal. All these guys I mentioned, they're going to make $100,000 a year look like minimum wage. Matter of fact, I think it already is. They're going to make $250,000 a year income, minimum wage. Why? Because they declared financial independence. My wife and I didn't feel much financial independence. Quite frankly, it's about $500,000 a year. Why? Because we're running a business, we got kids, we got some things we got to deal with. But we didn't start finding some freedom until about $400,000, $500,000 a year. And by the way, this is my wife's pay. Let me show you my wife's paycheck for the first 3 days of July. Want to show that commission check that my wife got? This is my wife's check. This is my wife's check for the first 3 days. For the first 3 days of July. Okay? Remember, I came from the Marine Corps. We're making $20,000 a year. We're making $20,000 a year was my annual income. I wonder if I have it here still. $20,000 a year was my annual income as a United States Marine. I don't have. Do I have it here? I was just showing my old 1099s, man. You ever have an old 1099 around, old tax return around? But this is my wife's. Boom, blue, cool. This is what she made the first 3 days of July. I'm not talking about for the month. I'm not talking about for the first half of the year. This is the first 3 days. If you break that down, that's $8,000 a day. How? Because she's busting her butt, isn't she? She's here right now at the office. Matter of fact, Kavan, can you open the door and let me hold my wife. Baby, come here, sweetheart. I want you to say hello to everybody. Could you please? This is so impromptu. She didn't know I was doing this. You know, say hi. Sabi, I'm showing you a check for the first 3 days. I know, right? How does? By the way, this is my sweetheart.
I'm so short.
My little shorty, right? I'm wearing my high heels today. But my wife here declared financial independence with me in January 2015, away from corporate America.
Yes, it felt so good.
Right? And how's it been working with us with Patrick?
Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing. and I reached my full potential, I would say. Yeah.
So you're currently life and health licensed.
Yes, I am.
You used to be securities licensed.
6 and 63.
What's it like to be making $8,000 a day, baby? It's $24,000. Kavan just put it up. $24,000 a year, or for the first 3 days.
I would say it's the new normal. I think a lot of times people don't really realize what they're capable of. But when you partner with the right company, you surround yourself with the right people, and you actually do the work. I know a lot of times people don't want to do the work to make that kind of money, but we actually work 24/7, and we work really, really hard. So it feels good.
How does it feel to be working with such great people that are declaring financial independence? I mentioned these names earlier. Dustin, Anthony, our marketing directors in Florida, Vic, Anna, Glossy, Becky, Anna.
Oh, good group.
Yeah, good group of people to be mentioned right now. I mean, how does it feel to see them grow from brand new trainee, and now they're declaring financial independence and they're getting a lot of traction?
I mean, it's the epitome of life. You know, you go through life, there's a lot of people that come into your life, and you wonder sometimes, I don't feel like I fit with this group of people. I mean, the first dose of that, you feel that in elementary school and high school. You're like, oh, there's the popular crowd, or this crowd, or that crowd. It's like, where do I fit in? I remember growing up, I always ask myself, I feel like the oddball out because I'd always think a different way or process things a different way. And when you feel like that, guess what happens? You're not necessarily wrong, you just haven't found your niche market or environment that you need to be around. So growing up, I felt like just naturally I would divide myself from people that I've known all my life. Not that I didn't love them or care about them, but I started attracting myself towards an environment and group of people that thought the same way I did. And the other part that I realized too is that at a moment in time in your life, you're going to attract a lot of people to you. And the ones that are thinking like you, have morals like you, like to work hard like you, will stick around you. The ones that don't tend to naturally fade away, and some do it quietly, and some do it really aggressively. Some will do it in terms of gossiping or bad talking or this, that, and the other. But the people that you should care about the most are the people that are currently with you, that think like you, act like you, have the values that you do, and the future people that think the same way that will come into your life eventually.
Are you looking forward to Vegas? August 16th, 19th?
There's a lot of everything going on right now, so I'm excited.
I'm very excited. Coach Calipari, Wayne Gretzky.
I mean, to be surrounded, first and foremost, we have a CEO and a company that takes the time to put us around this kind of environment and mindset, and I've always wanted to know the mindset of those types of athletes, being an athlete myself. So Patrick, when he always puts these guest speakers together in the home office, they collaborate. They're really looking out for how to shape our mindset to think bigger and our vision bigger. So I'm so excited, and for the group that we're bringing with us, man, I mean, they're in for a treat. I've never been around this before.
So our first convention, we had 27 people that were mentoring, coaching, and leading at that time. Today, we've got over 650 2.5 years later.
I know, no one would have thought.
Right?
No one would have thought.
And our competitors out there, the people that used to they wanted to mentor us, but we found out they weren't really mentoring us.
No.
And how do you find that out, by the way? You find out somebody's really a mentor if they don't have any financial gain on you.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're telling you because it's the best for you. And once you're no longer part of their structure, now they stab you in the back. That's not a mentor. That was a fly-by-night, a fly-by-friend, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, going to convention this year, babe, with the people that we're coaching and mentoring, what's their attitudes like? I mean, you see it from a different perspective than I do. What's their feeling?
I just love talking about what someone's future looks like. I don't think we've gotten that enough in life in general. And just to see people just slowly starting to get the bigger picture, it's our job just to guide them to make sure they have every opportunity for that picture to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and protect their minds, because there's a lot of outside world, unfortunately, that doesn't want to see people win.
Yeah.
And you're going to experience that. And for us, it's how do we develop their mindset to put up those barriers up and those binoculars to stay focused on what's in front of them and ignore everything else that's going on, the left, the right. Oh, you can't do this. You're not going to win. You're bad. You're this. You're that. And you're the other, which is just meant to distract you, unfortunately.
And it's part of the battle of fighting for your financial independence. So I'm so glad to be working alongside my wife, my boo-boo, where I get to bring home the bacon and she gets to
make the bacon.
She gets to make the bacon. She gets to cut it up.
Like, women actually know how to do this, you know?
You know, this is a brilliant woman. She's got a finance degree, marketing degree. And you made me laugh when you first came on and you sat down with Richard Love to discuss your finances, because it wasn't with me, it was with Richard Love. and you're like, I can't believe you can do this with that. You can do this with that. And
I know. I wanted to give a shout out to Rich Love. Thank you for teaching me everything that I know, because it allowed me to excel. He talks about that all the time, and I definitely appreciate it. But I'm the quiet voice behind my husband, but don't get it twisted.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's it, man. But I think, by the way, we're getting a lot more comments of people wanting to see you in front of the camera. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I know. I feel like because people think that I just sit around twiddling my thumbs, I should go in front of the camera. But
I think you need to do a topic on the 4 homes of money or the 3 tax buckets or something like that.
why not?
Why not?
It seems to be very popular that people take it and try to teach everybody else.
By the way, the #1 income earner in PHP agency is my wife. Is a woman. Multicultural woman. So great to be married to you, sweetheart.
You too.
I'm glad I know how to close.
Yes, you do.
And married up.
And even though I'm shorter than you. Love you.
Love you, baby.
Okay,
Cool.
bye.
All right. Listen, as I wrap some, thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome.
As I wrap stuff up, let me give you some lasting thoughts. Some lasting thoughts here. If you want to declare financial independence, right, and you incorporate some things, some additional practicality. Number 1, got to increase your skill set. One thing I realized in the first 11, 12 years of my life as a licensed agent is I learned how to sell. I learned to convey an idea. I learned how to influence. I learned how to sell an idea, an approach, a philosophy. So number 1, if you are trying to attract people, if one of your weapons in declaring your financial independence, you've got to learn how to increase your skill set in selling, human communications, speaking in front of people. Well, Matt, I don't really like speaking in front of people. Great, speak in front of a camera. It's going to give you the same amount of nervousness that it is speaking in front of a crowd. At least for me it is. So increase your ability and skill set to sell, to convey an idea. Listen, if you just want to be entertained by this process and it's a little hairy for you, watch comedians. Comedians have a unique skill set when it comes to this, conveying an idea, telling a story. So increase that skill set to fight for your financial independence. Second one, got to have vision. Got to have vision. You got to know the big picture where you're headed, man. You know why? Because you're going to have a lot of short-term speed bumps. You're going to have a lot of short-term distractions. You're looking up here, but boom, your eyes are going to be forced down here for a second. But you got to pop your head back up. See the big vision. See where you're going. Because not where you're at. It's not what you're facing. It's where you're headed. If you keep your mind and focus on the big vision of where you're going, the short-term distractions and the things that come against you will not disturb you. Third thing, you got to take massive action, man. Action. You know why? If you want to increase confidence, matter of fact, can we put up that slide on how to increase your confidence? So if you want to increase your confidence, this is how you increase your confidence. My man. Thank you, Kavan. This is how you increase your confidence. Because confidence allows you to take more action. If you're confident about something, you will take more action. If you take more action, you're going to see the right and the wrong ways to do certain things. I'm going to post this also on my blog in the comment section here of this video. Fourth thing, you got to take accountability. Right? Well, man, I'm my own boss. Great. That's the worst boss to work for initially. You got to hold yourself accountable. My end is a mentor. Because I know my own demons. I know my own shortcomings. By the way, my wife and I, we haven't taken a day off in 2.5 years. We took a day off for 24 hours about a couple weeks ago with our good friends Rodolfo and Ceci Vargas and Jose and Marlene Gatan. We took 24 hours in Vegas. Flew out Saturday afternoon, came back Sunday afternoon back to Chicago. But that was our day off. But 2.5 years, we didn't take a day off. Why? Because it was all game on. And we're about to have by the way, we're gonna be doing this show from Cancun next week. Because we're going to take some time with the company. The company's flying us out. PHP Agency is flying us out to Moon Palace in Cancun, the baddest resort in Cancun. We're going to be staying at the upgraded portion of it. But we got Chichen Itza. We got Chichen Itza tour, Mayan ruins tour, pre-Columbian era construction tour, snorkeling tour. My personal favorite, swimming with the sharks. I at least want to find a whale shark, man. I want to swim right next to a whale shark. Take a selfie. This guy gets swallowed up in his mouth, right? And so you got to hold yourself accountable to somebody. Treat your business like a job until the business becomes a business. Treat and mentor like a boss until your business starts gaining ground, right? You got to hold yourself accountable. And this is what a lot of guys don't like. You know why? Because accountability exposes the fact that people are silently lazy. That people silently make excuses for them. And they've made excuses for a large portion of their life. And that's why they don't like accountability. Like those 2 names I mentioned earlier, they didn't like accountability because we called them out all the time. You want to make $10,000, $15,000 a month, man, but you got a $10 an hour work ethic. Show up to the office once in a while. Pay your rent on time. Do what's right for the client instead of commission checks or fees or all that stuff. Do the right job for people. Last thing, work ethic. One of the biggest reasons why people don't sell more is because they don't work hard enough. And if you want to declare financial independence, I just gave you 5 weapons for you to fight. So load it up, get it out there, and fight for your financial freedom. And let me know how you're doing. And with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. Kavan, would you care to pick out the random winner? Kavan, my producer of the show, he's going to pick out a random winner of this shirt. We're going to send them a shirt like this, black and gold. Black and gold. So feel free to scroll up and scroll down, whatever you like, whatever you want to do. But for those of you, listen, if you like this video, like this conversation, please like, comment, and share. And tune in this week later on. We'll scroll here. Tune in later on this week for our vlog, Living Money Smart, taking a peek into how we run a 7-figure business. And we peel back the curtain. We peel back the curtain so you guys find out how we do it. And if you want to peel back the curtain even more, follow me on Snapchat at Money Smart Guy. And Kavan is picking a winner. He picks Deanne Marcos. What's cool about Kavan, he doesn't know anybody here. So Deanne Marcos, we're going to give you another shirt. I know. No, I don't think she got a shirt. You're going to get an I Am an Entrepreneur shirt. So Deanne Marcos, Kavan picked you. You are the winner. I know exactly where you work. So we're going to send this out to you as a gift from the Money Smart Movement team, as a gift from this show, the Movement Podcast, and the Living Money Smart vlog. With that being said, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for commenting. And thanks for liking. Catch us next week. And until we meet again, continue to live smart, continue to love smart, and be money smart today. Declare financial independence, baby. Let's get it done. God bless you. Have a great week.